this is Kenny and welcome to my YouTube channel.
I feel with you, baby. I just hit the lotto.
Hey guys, so the reason why I'm making this video is because a couple days ago I had posted a picture on my Facebook, which you will see here. And basically it was me 2 years ago around this time when I had my Metro News articles that came out. And it was a picture of me then versus now around the same time. And I just kind of wanted to make a video on it because there's a lot that people just didn't know about behind the scenes of all those interviews and everything. So basically, I was almost 18. I was 17, 18. I'm 19 now. But I was 17, 18 when those came out. It was my first semester of grade 12. And I was the first trans male on the Halifax West football team. And I'm very happy about that. But what happened was my librarian at the time at the school, I used to talk to him all the time. I still talk to him once in a while. His name is Dan. But I talked to him quite a bit, and he, I was telling him about how I was on the football team and everything, and he kind of pushed me to go to the news about it and tell my story because he thought it was awesome. So that's what happened, and once Metro News picked it up, it went all across Canada and into the States a little bit. It was on Instagram pages and stuff like that for the LGBTQA plus community. It looked really, really good. Really good. And, it was the beginning of my transition. I had just started testosterone. I sounded like crazy different. Like, I didn't even sound like this. I'll show you a clip in 2 seconds.
Hey guys, it's Kenny, and this is my first day on testosterone.
So yeah, as you guys can see, I sounded a lot different, and I looked a lot different than I do now. And not even that much. I mean, there's still similarities from them, but I definitely have my head on straight now, and I didn't then. I was going through a lot behind the scenes of all those interviews and everything, and it affected my life for the better, but there was some pretty interesting things that I went through after those interviews came out, and even though it looked like I was this big, awesome, strong individual who had courage and everything for coming out and going on the football team and being trans, I got made fun of real bad for that. Real bad. The amount of statuses people were making about me and stuff from high school, just petty high school drama and stuff like that. It was crazy. Crazy. Yes, there was so much positivity from people online, but in person, man, kids are mean. Kids are so mean when you're in high school and something like that happens. It's either because they're jealous, they just don't like you, or they just want something to complain about because they ain't got nothing better to do. But I was getting picked on like crazy, and my biggest fear, I had a buddy that went to school with me at the same school, and he got jumped by the same guys that were making fun of me in the bathroom because he was trans too. So I was worried, and there was a lot of stuff that went on. It didn't help. Like, at the time, I wasn't in the best relationship, and I was in that relationship during my grade 12 year for a little bit there, and it made things worse. I almost got into a bunch of fights because of this person, and like, all of it together it made me go insane a little bit. And it made me, like, I loved my interview. I won't lie, I loved the attention I was getting from the interviews, and I loved being on camera and stuff like that, and I loved expressing my feelings and expressing my word to other people and inspiring kids, inspiring people my age and people who were older than me to do what they wanted to do and go ahead and do it. But at the same time, I absolutely hated the interviews because every time a new interview would come out, I would get backlash at school, or I'd get some backlash online. Even though I was getting so much positivity, there was also that equal amount of negativity. And that's why I think it's so important to show people where I was and where I am now. And especially with the interviews, because one, I got to see how much I changed. Other people get to see how much I changed, how much I've matured, and how much my life has changed since then. But also because it shows people that just because you're getting that media attention and just because you're getting that positivity that people see online doesn't mean there's something else going on behind the scenes. It shows people that there's more to it than just, oh, hey, you were in the news and you got all this attention and your story, went viral. It doesn't work like that. It makes you feel like crap about yourself, and the media makes you either look like a bad person or a good person. And for example, Metro News, shortly after my story came out, I got fired from my job at McDonald's because of the media attention, and the news caught wind of it because they were talking to me, and I was naive. I was just a kid. I didn't know what the news does. I didn't know what they were like, and they were like, so how's everything going? You got a job? Like, how are you doing? And we weren't even recording. We weren't even, like, this lady, she was talking to me like we were just having a good conversation. She wasn't ready to interview me or anything. And I was like, yeah, I got fired for the media attention and everything. She's like, oh, did you? And that was that. And the next thing I knew, there was a story out about it. Now, oh man, I wasn't happy, but at the same time, there was nothing I could do about it. I actually asked them to delete it, and they wouldn't do it. So it kind of sucked, but that's what I mean. Just because you can do that stuff, just because you can go to the media about your stories and stuff like that, like, don't be scared to do it. Of course, do it, but you gotta watch what you say, and you gotta watch what goes on. Other than that, you gotta think about the consequences as well as the positivity, because everything that's a negative has a positive, everything that's positive has a negative. So I just wanted to let people know that I don't share my progress to brag or gloat or make myself look good. It's just for me to see where I was before and where I am now, and how much I've changed, how much I've matured, how much my life has changed, and I just like seeing the progress, and maybe it'll inspire somebody else someday. You never know. But I just wanted everybody to know that, because when I post stuff about my interviews and stuff like that, I got a lot of people who think I'm just bragging. And by all means, I like I said, I'm proud of my interviews. I loved them, but there was a lot of stuff that went on behind the scenes, and I hate them at the same time. So next time you see me posting something like that, just please don't assume. I get people all the time that assume things about either myself or other people. And I've learned a valuable lesson that if you don't like somebody because of word of mouth that somebody else is saying to you, go talk to that person that you think you don't like. Because I learned, actually just recently, I learned firsthand, there was a guy that absolutely, I just didn't want anything to have to do with him, because I heard so many negative things about him, and I heard, like, he bragged a lot about himself and stuff like that, and he was a cocky guy, and nobody really liked him. So for the longest time, I just assumed, and I just didn't like the guy because of what people were saying. But then I actually went out and I talked to him, and now him and I are actually really good friends. And yeah, so that's just an example, but just don't assume things about people if you don't know them. Just don't. And I just wanted to clear that up about my interviews, because I am in a really good spot right now. I was a very negative person when all that stuff was going on, because it was just too much. I was trying to balance school and other things going on in my life, so I'm not that person I used to be, and I've matured a lot since then, and I've changed a lot since then. So if you could just hear me out and not assume things about me next time, if you see something I post, or if you think I'm bragging, anything like that, I'm really not. I'm just posting it because I liked it, and it was fun, and it's part of my life. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end this video right quick. It was just a quick one. My last video, I believe, was like 21 minutes, so I'm trying to keep them shorter this time, even though this is going to be almost a 10-minute video. But make sure you subscribe, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and follow us on our social media. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching, and peace out. Guys, thank you for watching. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to follow us on our social media. Thanks, guys. Peace out.